Hello and welcome to Spectrum News. I am Rachel David White coming to you live. Let's take a look at the headlines. President Tinubu assures AU. Article storms Supreme Court seeks nullification of tribunal judgment. Plus, U.S. Defense Secretary says Ukraine's offensive making steady progress. We'll bring you details of the stories and more in a moment. First in the news this afternoon is a report that President Bola Tinubu says the African Union AU is strategically positioned to secure consensus positions for the continent on economic and socio-political relations with the world. The President, in a bilateral discussion with the President of the Union of Comoros and Chairperson of AU President Azali Assoumani in New York, said it is possible with Nigeria's strong continental body. Assoumani said that the AU seeks to complete Nigeria's effort in securing peace and prosperity in Africa rather than competing with it. As president of the Union of Comoros, the AU chairperson said the Comoros seeks to learn from Nigeria's experience concerning the steady improvement in diversity management, electoral process, and economic growth over many years. Meanwhile, the Presidential Amnesty Program (PAP) says it has begun work a day pilots and aircraft maintenance engineers. A statement today by the senior assistant on media to the PAP interim administrator AI, Preston Apple, disclosed this today. The statement said the training was part of efforts to create sustainable livelihoods for ex-agitators and create a pool of skilled manpower for Nigeria's aviation industry. And from the Green Chambers now, where the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, today explained that the House increased the number of its standing committee from 109 to about 137, not aimed at giving leadership positions to members of the House, but to increase the level of efficiency of the oversight functions of the House. The Speaker, who spoke at an interactive session with members of the House of Representatives press corps, said some committees of the House were too large for effective oversight. Citing examples, he said that the Committee on Tertiary Education had over 300 agencies to supervise and that at the end of every year they will end up not being able to oversight some of them. He added that the committee has been broken into university education, federal polytechnic, federal colleges of education and TED fund. Meanwhile, the decision of the House to increase the number of standing committees has come under criticism. To judiciary now, where the presidential candidates of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar, approached the Presidential Election Petition Court's judgment, which on September 6th upheld the declaration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu as presidential election. Atiku, in a notice of appeal predicated on 35 grounds, insisted that the tribunal, in the judgment delivered by Justice Haruna Sumani, committed grave error and miscarriage of justice in its findings and conclusion